It's time for Recipe of the Day. Happy Memorial Day. I have a very celebratory recipe for you. It is for extra garlicky butter shrimp. These are so garlicky, and the reason is that we actually do a two-step process with the fresh garlic that gets you some nice mellow cooked garlic flavor and a little bit more pungent, almost raw garlic flavor all on the shrimp. It is unbelievable. It is for garlic lovers like me, and I'm betting like you too. So let's make this. Where do you start? You're using 1.5 pounds of medium-sized raw shrimp that are peeled and deveined with or without the tail. And I always tell you, buy your shrimp frozen because they're frozen right on the ship. And then you thaw them when you're ready so you know they are the freshest possible. They haven't been thawed and are sitting in the cooler at the grocery store for who knows how many hours. So frozen is best here. You thaw them, and I will link to how to thaw shrimp in the show notes for this podcast episode. And yeah, I said medium-sized shrimp. If you do smaller or larger, you just have to adjust the cooking time. Less time for smaller, more time for larger. And you know, shrimp are fully cooked when they have curled up into a C and are pink and opaque, except if you have those Argentinian red shrimp, which start out really pink before you cook them. I will link to how to cook those separately as well, because if you have those, you have a different way of knowing when they're done. That's not what I'm assuming you have here. I'm assuming you have regular shrimp, 1.5 pounds of them. Once they're thawed, lay them out on some paper towel and just pat them a little bit dry. You don't want to squeeze them dry. You just want the outsides of them to be not wet. And you're going to put them in a big bowl with 3/4 teaspoon of salt, give them a stir, and set them aside. Then get out a large skillet and set it over low heat and add 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter to there. And you let that melt. And once it's melted, you are adding 6 large cloves of garlic that you've minced up. Yes, 6 or more. Depends on the size. I actually put a picture in the blog post of how much garlic I'm using in case your cloves are smaller. And I weighed them. So it was 26 grams of garlic. And that's just a little under an ounce for my people who don't speak metric. So that's how much garlic you need. And you peel it and mince it and then add it to that melted butter. And you're just going to cook it for 1 minute, stirring it occasionally. Then you're scraping half of that butter and garlic mixture into a bowl. That garlic that you're scraping out is going to be barely cooked, and so it's going to have that stronger, more pungent, raw-like garlic flavor. It's a little bit cooked, but not like all the way. The stuff that's cooking for longer is going to have a mellower flavor, okay? So you scrape half of that garlic butter out, and then to that, add 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. So now you have a little bowl that has some butter, minced garlic, and lemon juice in it. Give it a stir and set that aside. Now, going back to the skillet with the remaining butter and garlic, keep that over low and add a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes if you'd like. You don't have to add them if you don't want the heat, or you can add more if you want it even spicier. And then you're just cooking and stirring that over low for 2 more minutes. We're letting that red pepper flake flavor spread into the butter, the garlic flavor spread into the butter, and we're cooking the garlic a bit to make it that little bit more mellow, right? Okay, then you increase the heat to medium-high and you add all those salted shrimp into that skillet, spreading them out so they're in a single layer, not touching, and cook them for 1 minute undisturbed. Just leave them there. Then you're going to continue to cook them, stirring pretty often until they're pink and curled up and opaque. It's about 2 to 3 minutes more. Sometimes I'll cut into one, like a thicker one at a thicker end of it, and just make sure that it's opaque all the way through, not gelatinous at all. Then you get that bowl of lemon garlic butter and you scrape all that onto the shrimp, give it a stir, and then immediately transfer the shrimp to a serving platter so that they're not in contact with the skillet anymore, so they stop cooking. Both the garlic and the shrimp you want to stop cooking. And then if you'd like, you could sprinkle some chopped fresh parsley over top. I actually really love parsley and I have it here all the time, but I know a lot of people find it kind of a bland herb and they don't know what the point of it is. If that's you, don't worry, you can skip it. But if you're using it, it's 2 tablespoons of chopped fresh parsley. Sprinkle that over top and then dig in. I'm going in with some crusty baguette bread so I can sop up all of that garlic butter. So good. Okay, I will put the link to this recipe in the show notes for the podcast episode, or you can head to cookthestory.com/ROTD CD and get it there. Everything there is arranged by date, so it's helpful to know that today is May 26th of 2025. And if you love my recipes and want more ideas and want to see them being made, make sure you're following me on social media. I am Cook the Story on social media in all the places that I am. So I'm Cook the Story on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. You can find me there. I'm Christine Pittman from cookthestory.com, thecookful.com, the all-new chicken cookbook, and from this podcast, Recipe of the Day. I hope you have a great Memorial Day. Let's get cooking.